Hello, I'm Professor Wanderlucy Czeszak, and I'm here today to present you my study called Contributions of Communication by Instant Messaging Applications Among Participants in a Training Course for Digital Pedagogical Mediators. We know that interaction and collaboration work are fundamental elements in knowledge building process, especially in the case of a group of educators where reflections and exchange of experience can contribute to build knowledge. From the analysis of the communications that took place through the exchange of instant messages in a WhatsApp group created by participants in a training course for digital pedagogical mediators for distance education, this study intends to bring contributions analyzing what contributes substantially the theme of communications through instant messaging applications and how these communication resources can add value to the teaching and learning process. Over the period between December 2018 and May 2019, trainers and 60 mediators in training interacted via instant messages in a WhatsApp group. In addition to the communications made through emails and postings in the virtual learning environment Moodle, the participants decided to create a group in an instant message application so that the participants could interact more quickly and informally, seeking more direct contact. Such communication resulted in a total of 1,794 communications. According to the concept of interaction by Silva, Torre, and Vygotsky, this study presents reflections from the thematic analysis of Bardin of communication among the participants in a training course for pedagogical mediators digital, considering the concept of collaboration by Damiani, co-learning by Okada, expensive learning by Engstrom, and collaboration learning by Dillenburg. In this figure presented, presenting the sequence of learning actions in an expansive learning cycle according to Engstrom, an activity system is observed. Considering the interaction that occurred in the instant messaging applications among those involved in the tutor training course discussed in this work, internal difficulties and challenges can be solved through the new strategies and collective action approaches. One can have the broadening of concepts, the sharing of ideas and experience, and the reorganization of their units as transformative, as we can uh, call transformative learning. Application in situations of teaching practice, we can call experimental learning. Combination of different contexts of mediators in training, we can call horizontal and dialogical learning. Relationship between new knowledge and previously acquired knowledge that will assume other dimensions in new technological research. We can call underground learning. Uh, Bardin content analyzing was chosen in this study because it's a research methodology that meets the adoption of technological research, such as the recording of conversations through instant messaging applications, allowing the counting by frequency thematic, while suggesting to overcome the dichotomy between qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. At first, we thought about uh, using technological tools to relate the established thematic occurrence. However, manual counting was chosen, considering the specificity of the aspects involved in the dialogical constructions of the topics. So, from the counting of various themes of items of significance in a previously determined coding unit, the thematic analyses were carried out based on the survey of the occurrence of themes present in the communications made through WhatsApp among trainers and mediators in training, based on the three central thematic axes: technological, administrative, and course dynamic issues. This graphic represents the doubts of mediators in training in a total of 446 interactions. The training mediators expressed doubts, with predominance of those related to the dynamics of the course. The mediators in training were always guided by the trainers to publish their doubts also in the virtual learning environment, Moodle, in discussion forums created for this purpose, so that in addition to controlling the registration of such doubts, the course could rely on the monitoring work and the guidance of the team responsible for technological issues. However, it became clear throughout of course that communication by instant messaging generally brought solutions to problems in a faster way, either through the action of the trainers or through interaction among mediators in training who were always helping each other. In this graphic, we can see the communications from the trainers to the mediators in training in a total of 395 communications regarding the trainers' responses to the training mediators. Technological, administrative, and course dynamics issues. The general guidelines, equivalent to 97 communications, are also represented in this graphic. Such general guidelines were also posted in the virtual learning environment and sent by email, always with the objective of guiding the mediators in training to carry out their tasks throughout the course, anticipating possible difficulties. There is also a predominance of interactions regarding the course dynamics in the same way as in the graphic 1, regarding the doubts of mediators in training. This finding portrays the intense discussion among trainers and mediators in training around pedagogical aspects throughout the course in a constant process of knowledge building, learning by doing. The considerably expressive number of technological issues, 27%, as well in graphic 1, 34%, reflects the dynamism of, and the readiness of the trainers to assist the mediators in training whenever difficulties arose. It also refers to the fact that the challenges related to the domain of technological resources that are always changing are constant, which suggests that distance educators must be in a continuous training process. This graphic shows the interactions among the mediators in training in a total of 856 interactions. There is a predominance of technological issues, followed by thanks compliments. The training mediators expressed thanks and compliments for the actions of the trainers, colleagues, and the group as a whole, and also for the training experience that they lived. Course dynamics is presented in the graphic tied with suggestions and comments. The intense exchange of messages among the training mediators addressing technological, administrative, of course dynamics issues suggests a greater ease of communication and a potential for learning viability among individuals with similar degree and level of knowledge. Suggestions and comments refer to several situations in which mediators in training shared communications models, actions taken, or successful experience in their practice within the course. The mediators in training demonstrated by means of such comments and suggestions to be able and willing to collaborate. In addition, the suggestions posted often suggest explanations for themselves, which denote situations in which they reflect on their own actions and build knowledge. The criticisms represented in the graphic refers to comments of discontent about some characteristic of the course, some ambiguity of information, and guidelines in the virtual learning environment, or even about tight deadlines. The small number of interactions related to criticism reflects at the same time the positive atmosphere, the constructive coexistence of the group, and the professionalism of those involved and of those who were responsible for the course. In addition to the high level of organization of the course offered, overcoming obstacles through collective actions. Thanks and compliments appear in a considerably expressive number, 22% of the communications exchanged between the mediators in training, showing the success of this training course, the satisfaction of the participants with the way the whole process of the course was conducted, with the interactions that occurred with collaborative, friendly, and constructive interactions with their peers. Extra notices refer mainly to messages about notices or job opportunities in the educational area, in addition to the dissemination of academic events. The exchanges of messages among the mediators in training were quite intensive, with guidance, suggestions, and solutions to doubts concerning the course activities. There were those who devoted themselves to their tasks at home. Then some continued to solve the doubts of others, building knowledge collectively in a rich collaborative work. Many of the training mediators who participated in this course already had previous experience with this activity, which made the exchange very enriching. Although interaction and collaborative work are the subject of the several studies, the possibilities for exploring its various forms and how they can apply in the teaching and learning process are not exhausted. Instant messaging through WhatsApp proved to be important in communication among participants in a training course for digital pedagogical mediators, mainly for their fast and dynamic aspect. However, it's important to note that the virtual learning environment, as well as the exchange of emails, still plays a predominant role because they need a more organized records and also a better sense of communication into a structure during all the course long. The speed and dynamics of communication through instant message proved to be effective in agility in solving problems, in stimulating collaborative work, in co-learning, in increasing the feeling of belonging, and in sharing experience and ideas, in addition to the efficient and valuable communication between trainers and mediators in training. The intense sharing that occurred among mediators in training proved to be extraordinary in a space for as a space of reflection, construction of knowledge, and improvement of teaching practice. Here we have the references of these studies that can be better visualized in the full paper published in this Congress. Thank you for your attention. And if you need further information, uh, you can read the full paper or contact me by mail. I will be happy to discuss about that. Thank you.